Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I welcome all the engineering students, especially the students of Khwaja Farid University of Engineering and Information Technology, Rahim Jharkhand. Dear students, we have discussed in the last lecture the kinetics in the Cartesian coordinates. We solved some of the solved problems, sample problems. So let's discuss today some of the unsolved problems. So these are the unsolved problems regarding the kinetics of a particle in a Cartesian coordinates. So let's see the 50 kilogram crate. This 50 kilogram crate of problem this is now projected down an incline as shown with an initial speed of 7 meters per second. Investigate the time t required for the crate to come to rest and the corresponding distance x traveled if theta is equal to 15 degree and theta is equal to 30 degree. The velocity is 7 meters per second, the weight is 50 and the mu k is 0.4, right? An angle are given to you is 15 degree and 30 degree. So that's a free body diagram, of course. This is the x direction, is the y direction, normal to the surface. So this is the normal reaction, the weight, right? And this is this is the weight. This is the weight, component along the y, this weight component along the x. Right? As moving downward, the friction force in the upward in the opposite direction, that is mu k is 0.4. So let's student theta is 15 degree initially, mu k is equal to 0.4, the mass is 50 kilogram, initial velocity is 7 meters per second. Of course, to find the normal reaction for the frictional force, summation of phi is equal to 0, so n, of course, minus mg cos of theta, so is mg cos of theta is equal to 0. So a normal reaction is 473.8. This we have done number of times. And then we go to summation of fx is equal to max because the movement is along the x direction. So w sine theta is opposite is the mu f of k is equal to ma, or w sine theta is 59.8 sine of 15 minus mu k n is equal to 50a. So what we left, we have the mu k, we have the n, so this acceleration is minus 1.25 meter per second square because moving downward and the frictional force, it is decreasing the velocity, therefore the negative acceleration. Now, what is the velocity? Come to rest. V is equal to V naught plus at. So V is equal to 0. So minus sine minus 1.25, we get it takes 5.6 seconds to stop completely. And how much distance is traveled to s is equal to Vf square, means V square minus V naught square. V is 0 because come to rest. And then we have an acceleration minus 1.25, and then of course the initial velocity is 7 meters per second. So it travels 19.6 meters with a time period of 5.6 seconds with the acceleration of minus 1.22 to reach to come to the rest. And the angle is 15 degree. Similarly, we do the angle with 30 degree. Normal reaction, of course, n is equal to the same, 59.81 cos of 34, 24.8 newtons, and then the summation of f of x is equal to max, w sine of theta minus f of k is equal to ma. We have w and sine of theta, we know the mu k and n, and then 50 of a. We can find a acceleration 1.5 meter per second square. So it is positive acceleration, so accelerating. So it does not stop. So we no need to find the time and the distance traveled before to come to rest. Let's move to the problem 3-4. A 60 kilogram woman holds a 9 kilogram package as she stands within an elevator which briefly accelerate upward at a rate of g by 4. Determine the force R, of course, which the elevator floor exert on her feet, and the lifting force L, which she exert on the package, right, during the acceleration interval. If the elevator support cables suddenly and completely fail, what values would R and L require? If it fails, then what? So the package weight is 9 kilograms. The weight of the women is 60 kilogram. It is accelerating upward elevator with g by 4 is 9.8, 1 divided by 4 with meter per second square. We need to find the value, what is the force applied for lift and the reaction, and similarly if cables are broken, what is the value of R and L required. So dear students, let's go to the free body diagram. As an elevator, this is R, this lift, this is the force applied by the body, is L, weight in downward direction. We know the value of G. It is G by 4. This is 69, the total weight. Of course, the 9 kilogram is the packet weight, and the 60 kilogram is the mass of the women. So that is 69 into 9.81. So if I take the simple free body diagram, so weight, and there's a reaction to R minus weight is equal to MA, and we find the value of the reaction force. Now for the elevator, if we talk, this is the reaction force acting on the floor, by the floor on the woman. Now for the elevator, of course we talk of the elevators. R is the lifting force applied by the women on the packet, minus the weight W is equal to MA. So 846 plus L minus the weight, total weight, that is 676.89. Please take care that this weight is that we have already discussed. We have to find weight 69 into 9.81 is equal to MA. In this mass is only the mass of the packet, which is M, and this is AG by 4. We find the lifting force from here, which is to be found out from here. So L minus WPG by 4 MP. Sorry. So this value is come to be 110.34 newtons. That is the lifting force you can find out from here. Okay. Okay. So from here we can find the lifting force. The second part is if the cable are broken. When cable are broken, then of course the lifting force minus the weight of the packet is equal to G by 4 times MP, because now no reaction forces and all this are free falling. So it is weight of packet 9 into 9.81. G is 9.81 divided by 4 into 9 is 110.34 Newton is the lifting force required when the free fall. And when it's not a free fall, of course, this is L of 169 minus 2.4. You can find the lifting force from here. So problem 3-6. What fraction of N of the weight of the jet airplane is the net thrust, nozzle thrust T, minus air resistance R, required for the airplane to climb at an angle theta, where the horizontal with an acceleration A in the direction of flight. This is the thrust, and this is the reactive force of the air, and at an angle theta, which is rising. We need to find what is the we need to find the fraction of the at T minus R to lift up. So it's a very simple free body diagram. This is the reaction, this is the tension, of course, angle theta, this angle is theta, the weight in downward direction, this is W cos theta, this, and this is W sin theta, this is the reaction force in the upward direction. So this is the x direction, this is the y direction. So if I say it's a summation of Fy is equal to 0, so R minus W cos theta is equal to 0, R is equal to W cos of theta. Similarly, the summation of Fx is equal to Max. So it is, you see, T, the thrust, minus R minus W sin theta is equal to MA. T minus R is equal to MA plus W sin theta. We can take MA plus MG sin theta. We take mass constant A plus G sin of theta. So T minus R by M minus G sin theta, of course, is equal to A. We need to find the ratio of the T minus R to the weight. So T minus R by mg, I divide both sides with G. So I get T minus R by mg, which is N. The fraction of the net force to the weight is A by G plus sine of theta. Only it's the function of theta and the acceleration in which it is lifting up. So next problem is problem 3-7. The 300 megagram jet airliner has 3 engines, each of which produce a nearly constant thrust of 240 kilonewton during the takeoff roll. Determine the length S of a runway required if the takeoff speed is 220 km per hour. Compute S first for an uphill takeoff direction from A to B, and then second, of course, for the downhill takeoff from B to A on the slightly inclined runway, which is only 0.5 degree, and neglect air and rolling resistances. So in this case, students, we have the mass of the plane is 300 megagram, which is 300 exponent 6 gram or 300 exponent 3 kilograms. 300 kilograms, sorry, that's exponent 3. So the T1, which is 250 kilonewtons, which is given to you, which is 250 kilonewtons, T1. That is the thrust of this is constant thrust. It is initial thrust is 240 kilonewtons, right? If you see the free body diagram, that this is the thrust at an angle of 0.5 degree is a normal reaction, the weight and these two components of weight. So we need to find S. So velocity is given to 220 km per hour, so 220 to 3.6, 61.11 meter per second. So initially from A to B, so summation of Fx is equal to Max So 3 engines giving a thrust of 240 into 3 minus the mass is 300 exponent 3. 3 exponent 3, 9.81 is sine of 0.5 degree, and this becomes 300 exponent 3 AX. So what we have now, the AX is equal to 2.314 meter per second square. This is when you are moving uphill from A to B. Now, to distance travel, of course, 2S is equal to V square minus V naught square. So S is equal to, this is the V square is known, V naught is initially rest. So there are 2, and that is value of acceleration, 806 meter required to be lift up. Now the next one is it is down the hill, right? So this is N, and of course this normal reaction, and thrust and W sin theta are both on the same direction. So T plus W sin theta is equal to MA. So we have put the 3 engines with the thrust of 240 kilonewtons, and similarly for the weight and the angles 0.5 degree, MA, we find 2.485 meter per second square is the acceleration. This is 2.3 and this 2.5 more acceleration. And S, similarly, we can find 2A S plus V square minus V naught square. We know the V square and the distance, and the acceleration. So it is 75 meters before it's going to be lifted up. Next is the problem 3-9. A man pulls himself up the 15-degree incline by the method shown. If the combined mass of the man and the cart is 100 kg, determine the acceleration of the cart if the man exert a pull of 250 Newton on the rope. Neglect all frictions and the masses of the rope, pulleys and wheels. So this is a constrained motion, and this is very clear. Okay, this is the one rope, right? It's moving from here to here. So dear students, of course, this pull is of 250 Newton. This pull is 250 Newtons, right? And this one is the weight of 100 kilograms. So that is the 490.5 Newtons. So 250 plus 490.5 and 100, 9.81 sine of degree. This is the weight. This 490.5 is these are two forces, right? This is 490.5 and this is 290, right? Because these are the two ropes. This is one pull, and this rope force and this force are there. So if we put, and this is the weight in the downward direction, it becomes 100A, this is the mass. So by simplifying, we get A is equal to 4.86 meter per second square. I again repeat, as a normal reaction, this is the weight, and this is the, of course, the component along the normal reaction direction. This is the in X direction. These are the two, of course, rows. One is the pull, one is this. The pull is is given to 250 Newtons on the rope, and then we have of course the component of the pull 490.5 Newtons, because it becomes almost the double of this. So simple problem 3-10, a car is climbing the hill of slope θ1 at a constant speed v. If the slope decreases abruptly, right, it is moving at some one angle, and then it decreases, and of course θ2 at point A. Determine the acceleration of A of the car just after passing point A if the driver does not change the throttle setting or shift into a different gear. So if the car is moving at a higher slope, then we move to the lower slope with the same throttle and the gear combination. There is some acceleration, of course, angle is being reduced, so of course there will be some acceleration. So if this is the angle θ1, this is the angle θ2. So this is the normal reaction, this is the weight, and this weight is downward. This theta is basically the difference of the angle of θ1 minus θ2. So the mg sin theta is equal to ma. So mg sin theta minus θ2 is equal to ma. So a is equal to g sine of θ1 minus θ2. So it is just like the same as the body is moving down the hill or up the hill, the acceleration is g sine theta. So because it's a difference of the angle is there, so of course positive acceleration. If this from θ1 is smaller than the θ2, of course this acceleration becomes the negative acceleration. Problem 3-11, calculate the vertical acceleration of the 100-pound cylinder for each of the two cases illustrated. Neglect friction and the mass of the pulley. In this case, one is the 100-pound and 150-pound, and in other case we are pulling with the force of a 150-pound. So let's discuss both of the cases. Weight WA is of course 100 pound, which is I've shown you here, right? In this case 100 pound, right? And this is tension T, and this is acceleration in the upward. Of course 150 pound mass is moving downward and 100 pound mass is moving in the upward direction. So what we say is T minus 100 is equal to ma. So that's T minus 100 by 32.2 for the mass, because weight is given in pound, it's acceleration a. So that is equation number 1. For the second mass, it is moving in the downward direction, so mg minus t is 150.2 a, and we get the second equation. By simultaneous solving equations 1 and 2, t is being cancelled by adding these two equations. I get the acceleration 6.45 meter per second square. And you can put the value of this acceleration into any one of the equation. You can find the tension T. As far as the second case is concerned, in second case, it is, I'll show you, in this case, we have 100 pound and this 150 pound. The simple 150 pound is downward and this 100 pound is upward tension. So that is simple 150 minus 100 is equal to ma. So it is 16.1 meter per second square. Let's see the problem 3-20. The block shown is observed to make a velocity v1 is 20 feet per second as it passes point A, and velocity v2 is 10 feet per second as it passes at point B on the incline. Calculate the coefficient of kinetic friction mu k between the block and the incline if x is equal to 30 feet and theta is equal to 50. As at point A the velocity is 20, at point B the velocity is 10. It means there's a friction which is basically reducing the speed, and the distance between these two is 30 feet, and the angle is also given to you, that is 15 degrees. So let's make the free body diagram. At this point, of course, this is W cos theta, this is W sin theta, this is W, and this is normal reaction. So V1 is 20 feet, V2 is 10 feet, mu k is unknown, the x is 30 feet and theta is equal to 15 degrees. As far as find the normal reaction for the friction, students, so we take summation of phi is equal to 0, n minus W cos of theta is equal to 0, n is equal to W cos of theta, so F friction force is mu k times n, so n is equal to W cos of 15, and this is my equation number 1. So let's talk about summation of Fx is equal to max. The movement is along the x direction. So as far as we can find the acceleration, because 2as is equal to v square minus vf square minus vi square, so v square minus v naught square. I know the value of the distance traveled and the two velocities. I find the acceleration is minus 5 meter per second square. Here it is the case, first case, we have given the acceleration, we need to find the forces. Now apply the force balance. Of course, W sin theta minus the frictional force in the opposite direction, so mu k n, right, is equal to ma. Here W sin of theta mu k, and this is equal to W cos of 15 is equal to W by g minus 5. So W is, you can take W common and cancel out. Sin of 15 minus mu k cos of 15 is equal to minus 5 by 32.2, and by simplifying you get the value of mu k is equal to 0.43. Let's see the problem 3-29. The system is released from rest with the cable taut. For the friction coefficient mu s is equal to 0.25 and mu k is equal to 0.20, calculate the acceleration of each body and the tension T in the cable. Right? Neglect these small masses and friction of the pulleys. Let's see, the cable is only one, right? And here is, of course, this becomes 2T, and this is tension. This is mass of 60 kilogram A, and B mass is 20 kilogram. We are given mu s and mu k. Of course, first of all, we have find it will move or not move, because if the frictional force is larger and our force is less, the body will not move. And the maximum frictional force is smaller, and the force we have calculated is larger than body will move. Let's move to these cases. First of all, the body on the inclined plane that I am making free body diagram, the same, the weight and there is a normal reaction, this is tension T. And similarly, this body, the body B is simple, the weight, the tension in the upward direction, and of course the weight in the downward direction. So first check for the motion. Assume static equilibrium. Of course, for the mass A, static equilibrium. Mass A is 60 kilogram and mass B is 20 kilogram. If I say mu s is equal to 0.25 and mu2 is 0.20, let's see the first body B, summation of y is equal to 0. So T minus 20 into 9.81, this tension is 196.2 newtons. I have to see whether the body is moving or not moving when these conditions are given. Now for body A, summation of Fx is equal to 0. So you know that the frictional force, right, minus the W sin theta is equal to, and then please tension T. So F frictional force plus tension minus W sin theta is equal to 0. From here, the frictional force is 98.1. So this tension is 196.2, right? So F of max is mu s times n. It's 0.25, and this reaction force is W cos of theta that we have find out, W cos of theta, W cos of theta is equal to the normal reaction, right? So what we get the maximum force is 127.4 Newton. Hence my frictional force is greater than, Ff max is greater than F. So there is no motion, because this is the limiting friction. If our force, this force, is more than this, students who have studied, when your applied frictional force is greater than or equal to the maximum frictional force, then it's a limiting friction, and just above this the body can move. So here, therefore, acceleration is 0, and we have a tension is 196.2. In this case, the body will not move. Now, if the second part, mu s is equal to 0.15 and mu k is equal to 0.1, this is the second part of this problem, right? For the second part. So for this case, let's check again. For body A, of course, F of max is 0.15, 60 is a normal reaction, 76.5 newtons. Now our friction force is greater than the maximum frictional force, hence there is a motion in this case. So F of x is equal to max. Now we can find the motion, acceleration and tension. So T minus the same thing, 60 into 9.81, 10 of 30 plus frictional force is equal to ma. We get to one of the equation. Similarly, for body B, summation of y is equal to may as a 29.1 minus t is equal to 20a. By solving these two equations, I get the accelerations minus 0.58 meter per second square. You can put the value of this acceleration in any one of the equation. You get the tension, which is 207.2 newtons. So first of all, you have to check that you have studied in your statics, that when you have to check whether the body will move or not move. If your calculated frictional force is greater than the maximum frictional force, which is us times n, then of course the body will move. And you are applying when you are applying the frictional force formula, for that case you use the value of mu k. But if your frictional force, calculated frictional force, is less than the maximum frictional force, is greater than the maximum frictional force, the body will not move. That's the case A. Thank you. Dear students, please go through these problems and other related problems of this topic, and this will help you to understand. And again I always repeat again at the end of my lecture, please repeat these questions, please do their question by hand, then you will learn more as compared to only listening and seeing the lecture. Thank you very much, and be ready for the next lecture for the kinetics in the curvilinear motion.